yesterday for the panel or seen one of my other panels before? Anyone new? Okay, everyone's new.
And spanking new.
I'll test with this video.
Accept it. You guys do that?
Hi, this is Kevin Eastman. I am the co-creator of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and you're watching Cowabunga Corner.
Cowabunga Corner.
Cowabunga.
Cowabunga Corner.
I'm Michael Sinter-Nicholas, and I played Leonardo in the 4Kids produced Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
I'm David Wise. I developed Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles for television back in 1987.
Leif Tilden, I played Donatello in the first two Ninja Turtle movies.
Michelin Sisti, Michelangelo to you. Townsend Coleman here. You probably know me better as Michelangelo from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
I'm Mark Casso, and I played Leonardo in the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movies.
I'm Barry Gordon. I was Donatello and Bebop from the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
I'm Adam Carl. I was the voice of Donatello in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, The Secret of the Ooze.
I'm Mark Bodie, like a Cheeks Wizard. I'm also a Ninja Turtle artist.
Hi, this is Pat Fraley, maybe known to you as the evil bodiless Krang from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
I'm Nick Palmer, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle, Michelangelo action turtle on the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Secret of the Ooze.
Hi, I'm Rob Paulson, better known as Raphael and Donatello, and you guys are watching Cowabunga Corner. Don't you have good taste?
I'm Kenny Byerly. I wrote for the Nickelodeon Ninja Turtles show and IDW's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles New Animated Adventures.
My name is Pat Linden, Vice President of Marketing at Playmates Toys.
Hi, I'm Ciro Agnelli. I am Executive Producer of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles on Nickelodeon.
Hi, my name is Francis Moss. I was a writer and story editor on the first version of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
I'm Tom Waltz, the writer for the IDW Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle comic.
Hi, this is Stephen Ho. I did the stunts for Donatello in Ninja Turtles Part 2 and 3.
This is Bill Wolf, producer and director of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Hey, I'm Francois Chow, and you probably know me as the Shredder.
Kurt Bryant, I played Toka on the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, Secret of the Ooze.
I'm Mark Gifter, Razar from Ninja Turtles 2.
Hey everybody, this is Tom Whalen, and I'm Jabberhead!
I'm Robbie Rist, Michelangelo on the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle films, and you are watching Cowabunga Corner with Michele Ivey.
And would April like to sign us out of this interview?
I would certainly like to sign you out. Michele, it's been a pleasure meeting you and interviewing with you. This is April O'Neil, Channel 6 News.
April. That was April O'Neil from the original cartoon series, Renee Jacobs. I have been around a lot of Ninja Turtle stuff for over 25 years of my life, and in 2010 I started Cowabunga Corner to be able to share not just my stories from the fandom, but the stories of the people who worked on Ninja Turtles. So most of the stuff I know about the cartoons, comics, movies, all come straight from the source itself. And I'm happy to share as much as I can and get it out to the fellow fans out there. As you guys know, this is the cartoon panel, so we're going to be talking more about that kind of stuff. I have the different turtle cartoon toys up here even. And I'd like to start off with asking, how many people know the origin of how the original cartoon series came about? Anyone?
Was there a comic book where they all were the same, they all were red, but Raph was the leader and they were mean as shit?
There was no leader.
Well, I thought Raph was the leader.
No, there was no leader. Leo still fought conflict.
But they were mean, right?
Oh, they were mean. Yeah. They were definitely mean. They killed Shredder in the first issue. They were very mean. I did a full panel about the comics yesterday. That was a blast. But the cartoon came about because of the comic book. It was such a hit. The first issue sold out in 3 weeks. And they got into other things, like they got some t-shirts, they had some Dark Horse miniatures made, and they got a role-play book. Well, the guy who got the role-play book together, his name's Kevin Sibiata, and he's from the Detroit area. He runs Palladium RPG Books, so if you guys see him at YomaCon or any of the other local events, he's a big key to how the Ninja Turtles became what they are. A guy named Mark Friedman got a hold of Kevin for some of the other titles that they were working on, Robotech. And while they're working with him, he says, hey, here, check out this comic book, and hands over the turtle comic to Mark. And Mark loved it. He's like, I want to do something with these guys. I want to do something. And Kevin did not give the information for a full year of Mark County trying to get a hold of Eastman and Laird. He's like, hook me up with these guys. Come on, I want to get involved with these guys. Kevin finally hooks him up with Eastman and Laird. This guy goes out, makes the full sales pitch for Surge Licensing to pick up the license on Ninja Turtles. He's the owner of Surge. And when he got a hold of it, he had to try and find a way of selling it, marketing it. There was a problem. Not one animation studio or network was interested in the Ninja Turtles.
That will never work.
One action figure company was Playmates Toys. Playmates Toys decided they wanted to make a toy line. But the only way they do it is if there's a cartoon. It kind of came in this little circle thing to where we're going, what's just happened here? Are we going to get this or not? And next thing they know, Playmate says, we will finance the first 5 episodes. So when the cartoon came about, it was not paid for by any of the other production studios besides the Playmates Toys. The first 5 episodes was fully financed by Playmates.
Yeah, if we want to add, like, a lot of people don't know that. It was really prominent in the 80s, but it still exists to this day. The main reason that many cartoon shows are on the air is because of their toys. If the toys don't sell... The Cowboys ones with the best with the candy cane at their mouth. I never had. But yeah, if that's what keeps the show on. The show could even have high ratings, and a lot of times, and even if that's the case, if the toys do not sell, that show is gone.
Yeah.
So Ninja Turtles was made for those toys.
A great example about that was The Next Mutation. A lot of people pick on it these days, but back when it aired, it was #1 for its time slot and #1 for kids programming. But Saban did not get money for the products. It went to Mirage. So Saban pulled the plug on season 2, even though it was ordered. So when you look at product sales and you want to support the show that you like, this is the only way to really let the studios know that you want that product to keep on the market.
Buy the merchandise?
Yes.
Yeah.
And mainly the toys. Toys are huge. Toys are the main thing that says if this cartoon is working or not working. And they are very strong on that. It has cost us a lot of different turtle stuff in the past because toy sales did not say, yes, we like this. And if a toy sale did not say, yes, we like this, they didn't venture further into it. They would pull back. And then we started getting all these weird mutants and everything because toy sales were stronger in the mutant characters than in the human characters.
You remember the ones that talked with the big shell on the back? It was like that big.
Yep, the sewer. The shell was actually like a sewer lid.
Those things are worth some money now.
Well, I got them all. One thing about my collection is I don't get rid of anything Ninja Turtles that I bought for myself. If I'm giving away freebies, it's either been given to me to give away or it's stuff that I bought to give away. It's not something that I bought to put in my collection. So I have all of my original action figures from when I became a fan in 1989 up to today.
Wow. Yeah, I wasn't a careful kid. I almost had them all.
Oh, mine are broken. Trust me, I got some broken ones. And like when the hands would fall off, like Michelangelo, the hand come off, we paint blood.
I still have some G.I. Joe ones that are still left. You know, they're in the army suits.
I still got all my Ghostbusters, Thundercats, He-Man, Care Bears, My Little Pony, Rainbow Bright. I still got all my toys from my childhood, even my original Cabbage Patch Kid dolls.
See, I hate my parents. It was like, why you get all these toys? It'll mean nothing. Till one day they'll be worth something. Sure, trash. Now look at me, Mom.
I'm wearing a Super
These Ninja Turtles were worth something. But I'm sorry, sidetracking.
Yeah, we're talking cartoons, not exactly the toys.
Well,
but
no, sorry.
The toys did help make the cartoon what it is. If it wasn't for that, this is it. And what we turned around and got was the 1987 series, which was written by David Wise, who was the main writer on, especially the first 5 episodes. It has a different name on there, David Wise and Patty, but Patty did not actually do any of the writing on those episodes. That was his wife, And she originally said, yes, she's going to help him with it, but had other projects. And she ended up not working on those episodes. Now, David became the main story editor throughout the Turtle series as well. He's done a lot of stuff for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles original cartoon series. He was there all the way through the entire series. If anyone has any questions about the original cartoon series, story development, voice actors, feel free to ask. Because I've met a lot of the voice actors, and I believe you've met some of them too.
I have met, yeah.
Yeah, I know you've been around Rob a few times.
I've met Rob, I've met, briefly I met Townsend Coleman and Barry Gordon and Peter Renee, Splitter, and Renee Jacobs. And I think the only one I haven't met in person was Cam Clark.
What about James Avery?
He was a shredder, for pretty much until he started doing Fresh Prince, right?
And I think into season 3.
Yeah.
I didn't figure this out until almost season 4. Because, like, I don't know, it was like, one of those things you're just like, I feel like I've heard that voice before. Whereas because, ironically, I didn't grow up with Ninja Turtles until I was a teenager, but I did grow up with Fresh Prince of Bel-Air because my dad would watch it. So I knew the voice, obviously. And so I was just like, where do I know that voice from? And then finally, I was watching Fresh Prince of Bel-Air and I was like, holy crap! I pulled up one of the Ninja Turtles and I listened to something. I just closed my eyes like, that's Uncle Phil!
Yes, Uncle Phil from the Fresh Prince is Shredder. It's the voice of Shredder. Yes, Uncle Phil from Fresh Prince of Bel-Air is the voice of Shredder in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
I have a trivia question. If someone can answer this in the crowd, they will get a sticker and a comic book. Who were the voices of Bebop and Rocksteady?
Ooh. Can I give a hint?
No.
Oh.
I know you know.
Bebop was in the interview, but I don't think Rocksteady was.
Yeah. Now can I give a hint?
Now, if anyone can think of it, through the rest of this panel, these are going to sit up here, and known answers will eventually come up with a different question, but I'll give you a clue. We have mentioned both of them since this panel started.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
A lot of names.
Voice.
I'm very good at doing the name thing.
They do.
Well, there's always so many names to remember.
They do other voices on the show as well.
Yeah, he did Donatello, I remember that.
Yeah, one of them is Donatello, but who's the other one?
Who's the other one? Mama!
That was something, when I was a kid, I did not realize that so many other characters voiced somebody. Like, did you guys know that Splinter was also the voice of Vernon?
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh!
Which I would love to see that, I am Master Splinter of Turtles, and I was like, April, why do we have to go through this story? I love Vernon to death. He's such
I love it. I love it when you hear such two different voices coming from the same person. It's so cool.
Well, there was a lot of that inside that series because all the characters played other characters. Like Michelangelo was the Rat King.
Oh, dude!
Yeah.
Crane was Casey Jones and Baxter Stockman.
Okay, now that's funny because in the... No, wait, we're talking about the original one. Never mind.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was thinking of a different Rat King.
You thinking 4 Kids?
Yes, I was.
Yeah.
Because, remember in that episode where they're doing I Monster and stuff and they're running through and the Rat King laughs and Casey says, oh, that ain't Mikey. And so, I made that connection. It's like, oh, that's ironic, but no, we're talking about different Rat
I don't think that Rat King was Wayne.
No.
Now, if we're doing a Ninja Turtle panel, shouldn't we do the Ninja Turtle theme song?
Yes, although I do have a question, and there's an argument that we're having online with others about that theme song.
About that theme
song? I figured you would be the person.
I'm scared.
Raphael is cool, but...
Rude.
Thank you! I knew that was rude. Everyone online keeps saying it's crude. And I'm no, it's rude.
It's rude.
Thank you, Michelle.
Okay.
You just want me money. Yes, I'm down with doing the theme song. You guys down with some theme song singing?
Yeah.
Okay, feel free to join in.
All right. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, you're gonna have shell, turtle power.
They're the world's most fearsome fighting team. We're really hip. They're heroes in a half shell and they're green. Hey, get a grip. When the evil shredder attacks, these turtle boys no guns no slack.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Splinter taught them to be a ninja teen. He's a radical rat. Leonardo leads, Donatello does machines. That's a fact, cat. Raphael's cool but rude. Get it right. Michelangelo's a party dude. Party!
Ninja Turtles, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Heroes in a half shell, turtle power. Bum, 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 bum. Episode title. Love it.
It's one of the most known Ninja Turtle songs out there that when you bring it up, even people who didn't watch the original cartoon series usually know that song.
I got can I throw in a trivia, or not trivia, but a fun factoid?
Yeah.
How many people here have watched 2.5 Men? How many people watched The Big Bang Theory? So Chuck Lorre, who is the creator of both of those shows, used to be a theme song and songwriter. And one of the songs that he wrote or co-wrote was the theme song of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. That was one of his I just always think that's so cool.
It's like, one of those little facts that just, you bring up other TV shows, movies, and we can normally find a connection very fast to it. And it's kind of shocking how many that we can find. Some of the stuff, things I grew up a fan of, I'm so surprised when I find connections between the turtles and
Turtles are everywhere. It's like a 6 degrees thing. 6 degrees of Ninja Turtles.
Okay, like we can jump back to entertainment from the 60s. Anyone know the singing group The Monkees? They had a TV show and everything. Mickey Dolenz from The Monkees worked with Townsend Coleman on The Tick as Arthur in the first season. And Townsend Coleman was the Tick, and Townsend Coleman is Michelangelo.
We have to start doing this now. 6 degrees of Ninja Turtles.
I do it too often. Now, the original cartoon series did actually follow a storyline. And for me, I loved it all the way up to the 1995 series part of the seasons, which I count differently. And most people say, oh, the Red Sky. No, Red Sky started in 94. And I love the 94 season, especially the episode Get Shredder. Where they actually bring down the Channel 6 News building! But then we bring in Carter and Drake.
I remember that one.
I don't like Carter and Drake.
I remember that episode.
I don't like Carter and Drake. Oh.
Yeah. Well, was Carter one of those, like, because I know that there was a thing, particularly during that time, 80s and 90s cartoons, where they would just be like, you got these fantastical, awesome creatures with a huge mythos and story, but some reason we always have to add like a human character to be like, it's one of us hanging with them. Is that what kind of Carter was?
No, Carter was a mutant himself, and he didn't do any of his heroing stuff as a human.
Yeah.
He always changed into his big mutant form and had to save the turtles. The turtles turned into April O'Neil of the series to where they needed to be rescued in almost every episode by Carter. It became the Carter show. I think I could deal with Drake if Carter was not a part of the series. Carter was, to me, jumping the shark for Ninja Turtles' original series.
So you're saying that if they have a Ninja Turtles thing and they focus on other characters more than Ninja Turtles themselves?
For 2 seasons straight, yes.
Yeah.
That's bad.
I'm glad
That's
the movies don't do that.
We'll see with the second movie before we start judging.
I judge immediately.
I see this. And I have watched your vlogs. That's what makes vlogs so
you know, you're like, okay, we're gonna do better with the second one. Great. Here's the first photos of Lornette with Alexandra Ambrosio. You know, that was supposed to bring me into the movie. I'm sorry. I'm ready. I'm going around. All right.
I see you going there. Okay, series.
Now, can I ask a question?
Sure.
About the movies or the series?
About the series. We're going back to cartoons.
Okay, good.
All right. So what was the turning point between? Because who's watched the first 5 episodes, like the very like this is
time ago.
Okay, so yeah, so like that was a very contained story arc, and then they had like the second season of 13, which was kind of like following up with that story, and then they had a couple of 4-part. They had the 4 parts with the crystal, and all that kind of stuff. All right, so what point was it when they had to do like 40 of them that they decided to go silly pants?
The reason was syndication picked it up for all new episodes on weekdays, not just Saturdays. So because of that,
Lot of
season
filler.
3 just went completely mad with how many episodes they had because we had several new episodes a week.
Yeah.
And that's why that went completely insane. And I loved it.
Yeah.
was really
like
long.
a lot of, you know, I know there are some people who grew up on the 4 Kids series and they make fun of turtles and you know, as being an OG turtle fan, you want to defend yourself. But sometimes some of the things they say are kind of on point because if you don't remember, Ninja Turtles, the original series, from time to time would get a little silly. Like they would break the fourth wall. They would know they were in a cartoon and make reference to it. Some of the plot lines were were kind of silly at best. A lot of aliens and craziness. But that's what was kind of the charm of it. I don't remember many cartoons at that time being that hardcore.
Yeah, and going back to the Turtles Forever in 2007,
Yeah.
where they bring all of the turtles together, and you know Raphael from 1989, he talks to the screen. You know Hun and the other turtles, they're looking at the screen like, who is he talking to?
I love that.
Because Raph would do that. Like, Raph would just straight break the show and just be like, hey, what's going on here, kids? And you're just like, whoa, he's talking to me. When I was a kid, I thought that was awesome. Like when I first liked Turtles, I was all about Michelangelo and like Cowabunga party. But then once I kind of got the humor of Raphael, I love that. So.
But I've always replayed the part where Hun just thinks, like, who are you talking to? There's no one there.
Was it on a USB?
You know, it was. But I also had it saved to this computer. I'm so sad. I'm missing a video right now that I actually put together recently. Actually, I think I know where it is. I think I know where.
About the silliness of the turtles?
No, actually, it's a clip that
You
matches
can't
what
limit
we're-
that to one video.
No, you can't. You definitely can't.
Oh,
It should probably be in here. There it is. Okay.
Cartoon guest clip.
Yeah.
All right.
I want to play a video clip for you guys real fast before we're out of time,
Oh, wow.
which I'm sure we are soon.
You got 25 minutes.
Oh, good. Yay. Then I can play a clip.
You know, you get a call from your agent.
Okay, there's the answer for one of the questions.
See, you're halfway there.
You know, you get a call from your agent, and he says, you know, you're going out for Hanna-Barbera Snorks, or you're going out for this or that, and he said, you're going out for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and I said, you have nothing better to do than to call me up and, you know, and make stupid jokes. You know, what am I really going out for? And he said, you're going out for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I said, what the heck is that? And he said, well, go and find out. So I went, and you don't get a whole script. You just get, you know, sides.
Yeah.
But I looked at the sides, and I said, this is really funny. It's funny, it's hip, it's clever. And I really liked it from the minute I read it, and then read for it, talked to my agent again, and I said, I don't know if anything will happen with this, because remember, it was only a 5-episode thing.
Yeah.
That's all it was supposed to be. It was a 5-episode thing they were putting on, I think it was on Channel 13 or something, you know, out here. So it was 5 episodes, and I said, I don't know if anything's going to happen with this, but this is really funny stuff. It's, you know, it's clever stuff. It reminded me in a totally different way of the cleverness of like Rocky and Bullwinkle. It just had a hipness to it that I could relate to as an adult, that I really enjoyed reading when I just went for the audition. And I said, I have no idea, but I said, I found it very funny, very clever. So, but I never thought, I had no idea that this thing was going to become the phenomenon that it became. I really didn't, because I wasn't familiar with the graphic novels. But it just kept growing and growing and growing, and from the 5, and then, you know, switching to CBS, and, you know, becoming a regular Saturday morning show. It was quite amazing, and it just kept going and going and going. So
Now, early on, they decided that you guys were doing more than just the turtle voices. How did you end up with the role of Bebop?
how did I end up with the role? That's a wonderful question that I probably can't remember the answer to. Because a lot of the time they just say, you do this, you do that, you know, and if you don't suck, then you keep it. so it was probably that kind of a situation, right? Where they said, okay, we've got these other characters, because you always do other characters.
Yeah.
So, you know, they said, okay, well, we have other characters, because I did other characters on Snorks, you know, so I think they pointed to Cam and me, and they said to Cam, well, you do Rocksteady, you do Bebop. So.
Now, did you have a
That was
picture to
it.
create Bebop's voice to go off?
Yes, we had some cells to look at, not finished, not cells, you know, the drawings.
Yeah, the original artwork.
Yeah, the original artwork. And we had those to look at. So yeah, we were able to do that. And I saw him, and he just looked like a big dumb guy to me. So I just did that. He just looked like a big New York dumb guy to me. So.
Turtles, like, stop me if you've heard this before. Oh wait, you have heard this before, but no, for their sake, Leonardo was, you know, Carrie had come in and auditioned for April and was like, oh, my voice coach just recommended me for a Ninja Turtles audition. You should totally be a Ninja Turtle. You'd be a great Ninja Turtle. I was like, oh, that sounds really cool, but I'm not invited to the audition. That'd be weird. She's like, no, just go. You'd be a great Ninja Turtle. I was like, but it's at this place, and I hold auditions. I don't crash auditions. She's like, go. And I was like, but I'm a little under the weather. She goes, go or I'll kick your ass. And if you met her, you know, she could. So I was like, okay, I'll go so that you don't kick my ass. And I go there, and I was totally unsmooth, and I crashed the audition, and then they cast me. First of all, this is note for note how not to do anything with an acting career. I went there and was not smooth. Mike Pollock walked me in because I had actually discovered him in like some backstage. He just started working on Pokemon, and he's like, I'll bring you in and get you past the gatekeeper. And we go in there, and Rita, who I later became friends with, but was potentially a scary receptionist, was like, what are you here for? Like, are you some strange person who's stalking people here? And I was like, no, I'm here to audition. What's your name? Michael? And she's like, Michael, and I was like, and Pollock goes, he's not expected. I was so not smooth. This is such an embarrassing, why am I even telling you? I'm choosing to tell you my embarrassing story, but all right, out with it. So I wait around, she looks at me like, who the hell you are, but we're gonna get security out here. She goes back and gets the talent coordinator, who's passed away now, George, wonderful, sweet man. And he comes out and goes, we're not expecting you. How did you hear about this audition? And I was like, well, all I could remember was Carrie said her acting coach, but not what her name was. So I went, voiceover coach. And he's like, oh, Miriam, which is not her name, because to this day I cannot remember her name. So he's like, oh, okay, well then, you know, she was recommending people. Then he goes back and I was like, okay, so she goes, well, we don't have any time left. We're like booked until 6. And I was like, okay. So I go to leave, and he goes, wait, but if you can come after 6, we could read you like at the end of the day. And I was like, okay. So I go, do you need me to bring anything? You know, like a headshot or a demo, neither of which I had. Why did I suggest bringing something I didn't have? Why would you do that? Hey, would you like me to bring something I can't bring? Please don't say yes. He didn't say yes. He goes, no, that's fine. But because I asked, he went, oh, hold on a minute, let me get you the copy. So he gets the sides, and he gives me, Raph, I guess, was cast. He gave me Donnie, Mikey, and Leo. So I have like I go back to my studio, which is like 3 blocks away from 4Kids. I'm like looking it over, and I'm like, okay, Leonardo, it seems kind of like, I don't know what to hold on to here. Like the description was literally, and it was on the website when they launched the show, everything you want in a hero and more. But what does that mean? Like, to me, I would like my hero to fly. Doesn't do that. I want him to have like X-ray vision and like Superman powers, Batman personality, but Spider-Man personality. But like, anyway, so I'm like, that's what, I don't know what this means. I don't know what to do with this part. Michelangelo, that's fun. I did a bunch of that, thought I was funny. Donatello, nerdy, I'm like, okay, I'm the gadget guy. So I will be able to speak technical stuff with ease and correct where they're wrong and like add hacker stuff, and Donnie's my territory. That's my wheelhouse. That's where I'm gonna kill it. So I go in there, and they're like, great, we don't know who you are, but slate and go. And I was like, do you mind if let me do Leonardo first, because this is gonna be my worst one. Let me just get it out of the way. And then they were like, I'm sorry, what? Subtext, did you just say you suck? Like, why, we're here to, you're supposed to impress us, why would you do that? And then I was like, oh no, I've said the wrong thing, so I can apologize and look dumb or go with it and try to pull out of this dive and make a joke. So I was like, yeah, to Lloyd Goldfine, I'm not really very talented. Can I get this over with as quickly and painlessly as possible? Will I'll be better for it. And so he laughs, go for it. So I do it. I do Leonardo, and then immediately I'm apologizing for the performance. I'm like, see, it just I don't sound brave and hero-y and tough enough. And he goes, well, they're Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I was like, oh yeah, they don't have to be like a grown-up. Okay, so I did it again, and I sounded naturally pretty young, so he smiled and went, good, next. And then I was like, all right, I'm gonna sit back. Mikey, wow, funny, good. And then Donatello, boom, Donatello was mine. And then I go to leave. Carol Weitzman, the producer, stops me in the hall and goes, let me just make sure I have your number, and scrawls it on some scrap of paper. Then I go to Anime Expo, have a whole thing. I come back, my voicemail is full, not uncommon. And I check it, and I get this call from 4Kids, and I call them back, and Carol Weitzman is like, oh, I'm glad you called me back. We almost had to recast. And I was like, huh? What are you talking about? And she's like, you're Leo. And I was like, what? And she goes, and now I can't speak. And she goes, by the way, how did you end up in my audition? Because no one knows who you are, neither does Miriam. Again, her name is not Miriam. It's, I don't know, I want to call her Vanderbeek now, which doesn't make any sense. But she has some like great woman name that's not Dutch, and it's not someone from Dawson's Creek, but her name still eludes me. I couldn't remember it then. I will not remember to the day I die, I'm sure. So she's like, no one knows who you are. How did you end up at my audition? And then I'm like, so you said I have the job, right? So if hypothetically I was to say that I crashed your audition, would that be? She's like, spit it out. And I was like, okay, I crashed your audition, I'm sorry. She's like, ha ha ha. I'm glad you did. Peter Laird handpicked you to be Leo, so. And I was like, not Donnie? Table flip, no.
Viacom bought the rights lock, stock, and turtle van to the Turtles, 2 years ago or something like that. And so I, having worked at Nickelodeon a lot on Fairly Odd Parents and Jimmy Neutron and Cat Scratch and Danny Phantom and Tough Puppy and Back at the Barn, I work a lot at Nickelodeon. So I knew, and everybody in the industry knew, that Viacom had purchased Turtles. And I never in a million years, Michelle, thought that I would ever get an audition, much less get a job on the show. But in October of, I think it was 2010, I got a call, or actually in the summer of almost two years ago, I got a call to go and read for Ninja Turtles, the new Ninja Turtles, TMNT 2012, but this was 2 years ago when they were casting it. And I told my agent, I said, well, do they know who I am? Not out of arrogance, because I'm happy to go read for it, but there have, as you mentioned, been several iterations of the Turtles in which none of us from the original show were involved. And I get that. A producer can come along and say, you know, that was those guys, we want to hire our own actors. I totally get that. So I didn't want to get in there and have them say, oh yeah, that's right, he was Raphael. Let's throw the old guy a bone while he's here. And you know, I just didn't want to waste their time or my time, frankly. My agent called back and said, no, they know exactly who you are, and they just think that you would be perfect for their vision of what Donatello is like. Now, you don't have the job, you have to go audition. Then my question was, well, I'm happy to audition, but is Barry Gordon involved? Because Barry was the original Donatello. And I would never do anything to step on Barry's toes or try to prevent him from getting a gig. And they said, no, it's nothing personal. The other guys aren't, coming in to read. I think probably part of it was that I had been at Nickelodeon a lot, and the casting people knew about me, so that they brought me in with other actors. So as soon as I knew that they were definitely interested in Rob Paulson, even though they knew that I was in the original show, and that it was going to not do anything to harm Barry Gordon's chances, then I said sure. And I went and read and had a couple of callbacks, and I believe it was October of 2010, after a few callbacks, that I got the job. And I am thrilled to death that they would be kind enough to hire me 20 years later, or whatever it is, to get the job. My kid, who at the time was working at Nickelodeon on Tough Puppy, said, geez, Dad, you're going to be the answer to a Jeopardy question. Right? Isn't that crazy? Probably not too far from the truth, so I'm pretty lucky.
So there's how some of the Turtle voice actors got their jobs, one for each series.
Rob Paulson is my favorite. Hands down. He's awesome.
He's a lot of people's favorite, which is why I made sure I got him in there. It was just questioning, do I put him in for the first series or do I put him in for the later one? And it came down to video quality for my other interview for the new series. I have Greg Sipes from before the show even aired. I interviewed Greg Sipes in 2011. And, but I didn't have an HD camera, and I wanted all the videos to actually look good up there instead of having them. And the sound quality of Greg's wasn't that good because he chose doing it in a restaurant right next to a busy road with no windows. So I need to re-interview him. But if anyone has questions about any of the Turtle cartoon series, because we are down to our last 10 minutes, we'd like to answer any questions.
All right. I read online that there was speculation about the Nickelodeon cartoon following what happened to Donatello in the comics. So basically, like, is that actually going to happen? Like, is there going to be no more Donatello or no? Because he's my favorite. And, like, like it would just be horrible if I can't.
Why wasn't people at my panel yesterday for the comic books? Where were you guys? Okay. As I stated, there is a spoiler out there, so raise your hand if you want to know the spoiler about the comic book, just so I can get this out.
Or more of a question like this.
Okay.
How many comic characters you know died staying dead?
The Shredder.
Oh, yeah.
Splinter.
True.
The Mighty Munimals.
Yes.
I could go on. I am going to say that there is a page floating out there. Not everyone raised their hand, so I don't really want to say what I saw. But there is a really, really firm spoiler if this is actually what happened to Don. And it's out there. I'm just going to say, usually if a company is going to kill a character, they promote it to try and get the sales up before it comes out. The only promotion this thing got was the people who read the comic the week before it came out as reviewers. So,
And it was like, I need hits for my blog.
I don't see Cyril Nelly, the executive producer of the Nickelodeon series, killing his favorite turtle.
Yeah. And also, it's like a Nickelodeon show, so they're not just going to have little kids crying.
Well, you never know with the cartoons. I mean, look at the 4Kids series. Shredder's head rolled in an episode.
Well,
So-
don't forget though, that wasn't really his head.
But at the time, did the kids know it?
That was the thing.
Did the kids know it?
Yeah, but that was the thing. Like so I didn't grow up with the 2003 when I was being a man. It was like I have to go work and pay bills. I'm not going to watch cartoons.
Where's the fun in that?
Well, that was my lesson I learned. So I'm now watching. You know how I don't know if you know, like Nicktoons Network did a throwback Turtles week where they did a marathon on the first and second season. So I recorded all of it and I'm taping it and I'm watching it. And when that scene came up, because I didn't know what happens after, I lost it. I was like, what? This was on a cartoon? Could you see like, and then of course later I was like, oh, okay, now I get it.
See, I watched it live when it first aired.
Yeah.
And I got up and screamed at the TV. I was out of my chair going, you can't do this as a kid's cartoon. Even though I was excited because it matches up to the comic. Return to New York. Leo takes Shredder's head. It isn't actually Shredder, it's a clone. But Leo takes Shredder's head.
Okay, now what about Exodus? You know, you get stabbed.
Yeah.
Hey, spoilers. Spoilers from 10 years ago, whatever.
We did actually warn that this is.
Yeah.
Exodus was a pretty good.
Well, even the current series, like when they were first fighting the foot soldiers in the Nickelodeon series, they were kind of like, oh, we'll just punch you, we won't use weapons. But as soon as they became robots, they were just like, all right, stab, slice, head chopped off, step on head.
That's what I liked. No, okay, seriously, that is what I liked about the 2003 series. The foot were actual people.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't stand the robots in the 2012 series. I really can't.
Well, they started off as actual people and then they went robots.
I know.
I also felt that way with the 2003 series though, when we got the foot tech. Are they actually human or are they something that Stockman created? We never actually see the foot tech acting human like we see the normal foot soldiers.
2003's got the best Stockman.
Man.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh, I love that.
If
dude.
you guys ever want to meet Baxter Stockman from the 2003 series, look me up online and talk to me through Facebook, and I'll help you guys meet him at New York City Comic Con.
Though I have to say, 2003 Stockman was pretty much in an abusive relationship. Every single time, he was like, you failed again, Stockman. do that little snap and Hunt comes in, and the next time he's like got an eye lost or his arms in the cast. So I'm just like,
well then, Rogue in the house. He's nothing but a brain and an eyeball. What are you gonna do then? Are you just gonna?
The Shredder in the 2003 series of it, anyone that failed him was like dead, and then they'll always do it in the credit with in the scene with that sound effect.
Awesome noise. Seriously.
Which is your favorite version of your favorite turtle? So, personality-wise, not your favorite plot line, but who developed your favorite turtle the best? For Michelangelo fans for the 1987 series, raise your hand. Got one. 2003 series, raise your hand. 2012 series, raise your hand. 2003 for the win. Okay, Donatello. 1987 series. One.
I'm old school.
2003 series. None. 2012. Raphael. 1987 series.
He was my favorite. He just really was.
We love Rob. 2003 series.
Oh, that's good too.
2012. Leonardo.
Now, he's voiced by Sean Astin though from the Goonies. I love Sean Astin.
Yeah, he does a great job. Leonardo. 1987 series.
We've got to do something.
2003 series. 2012.
Guys, we gotta be quiet. Ninjas are quiet. Quiet down.
Which 2012? Are you talking
Jason Briggs or Seth Green?
I'm talking voice actor, I'm talking character.
But Jason Briggs, he was good. I can't. Every time I hear Seth Green, all I think about is Without a Paddle.
That of all the things?
Yes. What about what Dominic did with the voice? He picked up for Jason Briggs in between Seth Green and Jason.
Oh, well I didn't know about that.
Yeah.
And I didn't notice a difference, so whatever.
There is another Leonardo in there. Okay, we got 5 minutes left, so we're going to do like blowout questions and giveaways.
All right.
Okay.
Who's got a turtle question?
Anyone get a good question, they get a free comment.
Go. Ninja.
Okay, in the 2003 series, why did they put so much emphasis on Leo's feelings of like who he is and like what he did? Like there was like a part where like he had to go out and find himself, and there's like so much grief. How like the other turtles are like partying and all that other stuff. There's like Leo with like this sad, face and stuff like that, and like for the most of the series.
The reason is, as Michelangelo actually pointed out in one of the episodes, and it's one of my favorite point outs from Mikey, because it shows that Mikey actually realizes everything. Raph and Dom were tearing Leonardo apart, and Michelangelo jumps off up and says, lay off of him. If it wasn't for Leo, you couldn't do your techie stuff. I couldn't read my comic, and Raph couldn't go off and do his stuff, because he takes all the stress for the entire family. Leo grew up doing this. He's scared about his family because they are the only four. And so he puts a lot of worry on his shell. Even though he was the unofficial leader, he felt like he had to watch out for his brothers. And so when they failed and he realized just how deep that failure was, it damaged him.
Yeah.
And it took a lot to get him out of that.
Yeah, and like that's why the 2003 series was like my favorite one, is because like it was a more dark setting, and like you really felt what each turtle was going through. Sometimes they would always have at least one part where they was like deep in touch like with themselves and what was going on. For instance, like when like Leo went out on that like journey to like find himself.
The ancient one.
Yeah,
the ancient one. Like that was just like amazing, because it's just like you're like the leader, but you have to have enough strength to go out and like do this for yourself and for your family. And, it really showed that he had a huge leadership role out of every single role once I seen that. And it wasn't until 2003 in that episode where I had a bigger appreciation for Leo.
That series made a lot of Turtle fans into Leonardo fans.
Oh yeah. Oh, my favorite line of his. Okay, when he after SideCon of the Shredder or whatever, and then of course Prodigal Son, he comes home and everything, and he faces up against that bot, and he's like, "You dare come into my home and do this?" That's my favorite Leonardo line ever.
And Prodigal Son, though, was a little odd episode with his new given powers that he just seemed to have.
Yeah, I know, but still, great line.
Only used once that new power, but it was in there. Any other questions? Back here.
I know a Super Shredder got knocked out by the dock, but how did he revert to his old form? after he got the oozing.
Seeing that Super Shredder never returned, we don't know if he reverted to his old form since that movie series is over. He died there.
Oh, he died? No, his hand went.
Yeah, his hand went like that, but he never got buried and we never got a sequel. So,
It's because
as far as we know, he's still Kevin Nash.
the Turtles went back in time and they created an alternate timeline by going back in time with the third.
Colorful hat. Colorful hat. His hat was up.
Sorry, go ahead.
What are your thoughts on like the sort of meta references in the current series, especially like with Mikey? One of my favorites when he was like, "I'll get a tattoo of my face on my face."
I love it because it's doing a lot of old school references to every version of Ninja Turtles. They've actually picked up on some Next Mutation stuff with Venus on the Turtle Band. They've done stuff towards the original cartoon series. They've quoted lines from the movie. I mean, we just had Casey Jones' Classes Pain 101. So when you stop and look at everything they're doing, they're showing homage to all of us old school fans, stuff that we can pick up on that maybe the younger generation will find out about later.
What sport did he say when him and Raph were fighting? Did he say cricket?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I love that they also.
You gotta know what a crumpet is to understand cricket. I know what a crumpet is, but I don't understand cricket.
That was my favorite line.
But I love it also with the references is that they're not just rehashing something that's been done. It's like they're doing their own interpretation of it, you know, or a different variation. Like they recently had Hunt in this series, but their Hunt is different from the 2000.
Okay,
Is it ever?
Yeah.
The sticker. Okay, what was your question?
It was, okay, so season 6 and then season 7.
The colorful hat.
All right, what was explained again, how the Shredder ended up in cyberspace? I did not understand that because season 7, it took me a while to warm up to it because they changed the animation and stuff of the 2003.
It all had to do with that other karate teacher that kind of brought him into it.
Han or something?
Yeah, I didn't really like that character.
Yeah.
Like, we needed Han back, like seriously.
Yeah.
This guy just came out of the blue and
He
all of a
had a
sudden.
dragon welded to his face. Didn't make sense.
I did not understand that character. My favorite episode there is they went to Comic-Con. But I believe that we are ending the panel. I've got the look. I do have, both of us are doing an autograph session tonight at 7?
6.
6. Okay, at 6 o'clock we're doing an autograph session. And at tomorrow at 11:30 a.m. movie panel, and I promise behind the scene pictures and bringing the scripts down.
And I'm doing a panel today at 4 o'clock.
Oh yes, make sure you go to the
You can
panel.
ask Turtle questions there too.
I'm going to give
Well, 87 in
I'll ask
2012,
you
so.
a little bit. Let me close up here. And you were extremely on the ball, so you got the autograph comment.
Thank you.
You rock. You're like a turtle. You're like hardcore turtle girl.
Yeah. Only I'm dressed as Italy from Italia, so.
You know, Italy, the pizza.
Yes.
I thought she was like one of the random mobsters they would have on the 80s series.
Thank you guys, everyone, for coming.
The Maltese hamster.
I hope you guys learned something about the different series here. I'd love to have done like a panel for each of the different cartoons because there's so much information on every series that could be shared. And I know both of us know a lot of information. I do have animation cells. I'm going to step out in the hallway so if people want to flip through and actually see the stuff up close, they can actually see how the animation cells are made. We'll do that out there. We got to clear out this room for the next panel though. Thank you, everybody. I lost my cowabunga.
Cowabunga, dude.
Cowabunga! I did not like how stupid they had Mikey in the first season, but they have been making up for it.
He comes like hardcore every once in a while.
I love the Dimension X stuff. You give me Mikey in Dimension X, and I'm all over that. It's like
It's just like
so well done.
Yeah, it's so weird seeing Casey Jones as like a little kid. He's like this muscular like hockey player who's just like stomping everyone in Miami City.
I don't mind that because it also cuts back on the actual romantic, like them getting married and stuff like that. And I'm not into the romance side of Ninja Turtles, never have been. Like
you don't like Donnie liking April?
I don't mind the crushes. I just don't like the actual going into the full marriage and kids and.
Oh, that was my favorite part when like he had like a chart. How he was going to like name April that day. That was so funny.
It's a flow chart.
Yeah.
I'm actually have that on there.
Yeah. I don't know if that actually worked, but like if you got a plan like that, everything.
Oh, yeah.
That's amazing.